friends, Belinda here with another tutorial. This time we're doing another method of grafting two pieces together. It's the Kitchener stitch. This method is done with both pieces still having live stitches on the needle. It's useful for socks, for the toes of socks, for purse straps, or the shoulders of this tank top, for example. And last time I showed you a 3-needle bind off that we did with right sides together. This time for the Kitchener stitch, we're going to work with wrong sides together and needles parallel to each other with the points to the right. There needs to be an equal number of stitches on each needle. And note that this is the front needle and this is the back needle. We're going to be working with the yarn that comes from the back. So this tail will need to be 3 or 4 times the width of the piece that we are Kitchenering. And it needs to be threaded onto a tapestry needle. We'll be alternating through the front stitches and the back stitches, entering each stitch twice, once from each direction, before pushing it on the needle. And you'll see a pattern of always doing the opposite. So we're going to start with the front stitch. Step 1 is we're going to go through the front stitch and get the knit stitch. So we're going to go in the opposite direction. We're going to go through it purlwise, pull the yarn all the way through, but don't take the stitch off the needle. Step 2 is going through the back stitch, and it's a purl stitch. We're going to go through the opposite direction knitwise and pull the yarn all the way through. Now step 3, we come back to that front stitch. We go through it knitwise and take it off the needle. Step 4 is we're coming through the next front stitch purlwise and leaving it on the needle. Step 5, we finish the back stitch by going through it purlwise and taking it off the needle. Step 6 is to go through that next back stitch knitwise and leave it on the needle. Now we're going to repeat steps 3 to 6. Step 3 was go back to the front needle, come through it knitwise, and take it off the needle because now it's been run through once in both directions. It can come off the needle. Step 4, start the second stitch of the front needle by going through it purlwise. Step 5, finish the back stitch by going through it purlwise. Now it's been run through twice, it can come off the needle. Step 6 is to start the next back stitch knitwise and leave it on the needle. So we're now in a rhythm of knit, purl, purl, knit. And then we repeat steps 3 to 6. So 3 was going through the front needle knitwise and taking it off the needle. 4 is going through the front stitch purlwise and leaving it on the needle. Step 5 is going through the back stitch purlwise and taking it off. Step 6 is going through the back stitch knitwise and leaving it on. I'll pop a cheat sheet up here on the screen for you. And steps 1 and 2 were the setup steps. And then steps 3 to 4, we repeat all the way across until we've dropped all the stitches off the needle. Now we're in a rhythm of knit, take it off, purl, leave it on, purl, take it off, knit, leave it on. And as you go, the number of stitches should remain the same on both needles. So if ever you lose your place, count how many stitches you have left. And if one stitch has more stitches than the other, then that's the row you're on. And we do got to be careful that we're not looping our yarn over the needle. and creating an extra stitch. And this back and forth motion mimics a row of stitches, because that's what makes it a seamless join. Although inside it is making an extra little thick bump, but not that thick. And as I get to the end, I do have to make sure my needles are not falling out. That's happened. There's fewer stitches on them. The needles are heavier than the stitches, and out they fall. And I am awkward doing it because I usually do it on the lap. But look how nice that join is coming up. Oops. Get back here, needles. Then we're down to the last 2 stitches. We need to make sure the yarn's gone through them both in both directions, and then they can come off. Now we smooth out our join and weaving in our ends. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button, and I'll see you next time. Happy knitting!